Yo,
Yo, DMC, can you hear me, bro?
yes I do. What's happening?
My man, Devastating Mic Controller DMC. How's it going today, my man?
It's going very good. What's good? What's good?
Everything is good. Everything is good. All right, man. I want to talk about what you got going on today, DMC. We know you as one third of the most revered hip hop group in the history of the genre. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, we know you as being multifaceted. We saw you with the Notebook and Crest Groove doodling, and we know you. You know your rhymes. You them DMC. I can
Yes.
draw. So we got an
Yep.
inkling of that a long time ago.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
so tell us. I know you done your comic thing, and you've
Mm-hmm.
done some things outside of music. Tell me what you got going on today, and exactly what's happening with DMC today outside of the music front.
Um, at the top of the year, I released a children's book, and it's called Darryl's Dream. And basically, it's DMC in the third grade. And
Okay.
excuse me, the reason why I did the book is because with us grown-ups and because of the pandemic, this mental health thing is a big issue.
Yes, sir.
But everything that we go through in life, the stresses and the adversities, it's with us since the day we are born. So if you notice, my first rhyme on Circum C was, I'm DMC in the place to be. I go to St. John's University, but
That's right.
since kindergarten, I acquired
Quiet
the
knowledge.
knowledge, and
That's
after
right.
12th grade. So there was a whole growth and a process there. So
Yes.
over the last, y'all know me from graduating high school, making it to St. John's, then hooking up with Run J,
Yes,
to
sir.
walk this way with Aerosmith in our Adidas, telling the world how tricky life can be.
That's right.
But I realized in our world, JayQuan, our stresses and our adversities and our mental health, emotional situations is our work life, family life, friends life, our careers, and everywhere we go. So with the little kids, it's their homes, it's their neighborhoods, their
Yes.
backyards, their classrooms, and their playgrounds. So I
Okay.
was like, how do I communicate? How do I inspire, motivate, entertain, and educate the kids the same way I educated my generation with the music and videos for 40 years? Let me make a children's book and put the DMC that their mothers, fathers, and I've been around so long that grandmothers and grandfathers could relate to me. They think I'm so dynamic. But at the same time, I'm a person just like them. So even though the kids know my songs through TikTok and all of that stuff and listening to Rock the Bells radio with their parents and their brothers and stuff like that, if I put DMC in the third grade, it's not for the children to see how great I am. It's for them to
Yes.
see the greatness in themselves. So, long story short, I did the children's book to tell the kids two things. You're perfect just the way you are. And because who you are, the way you are now, that's going to help you succeed at whatever it is that you do. For instance, I was a kid before hip hop and before rock and roll, it was comic books. All I did was read, collect, and draw comic books. So that was all inside of me. But I had no way to let it out until hip hop came over the bridge from the Bronx. And for me, for Running was a little different. He saw the business and culture of hip hop being made in his living room. Because,
Yes.
way before the hip hop was making rap, before Rappers Delight, Russell and other promoters was already in the business of hip hop,
That's right.
hiring DJs and MCs to play the parties and clubs, and they was already in the business. Then the
Yes.
actual opportunity to record on records took us to a place that we didn't think we could go, like Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye and the Jackson Five, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Parliament, Funkadelic. So for
Indeed.
Run, he saw the both sides. He saw the culture and he saw the business. But for me,
Yes.
it was just basically, oh shoot, you could tell stories about who you are over music. So my the greatest era of hip hop is the hip hop period before recorded rap. And the reason
I
why
agree.
I say that, when we started making records, now we're in the music business recording industry.
Yes.
But before we had that opportunity, the real pioneering and innovation is what Grandmaster Flash and Theodore and the Cold Crush and Love Bug was doing. So for me, when I heard them, I could relate to them more than the adults that was already in the discos. I
Yes,
could
sir.
relate to them more. And the reason why that is I was still a kid. So I said the same thing I'm doing with music and video and visuals and sound. I can now do it in a book. And what was powerful about the book is, JayQuan, you remember albums.
Yes.
You remember holding the album in your hand,
That was the
opening it
video.
up and
That was
reading it.
the only video you
Right.
had. That's right.
Exactly. So it was sight, it was sound, emotion, and feeling. So long story short, I created a book called Darryl's Dream so I can
Yes.
encourage the kids in the midst of all
Mhm.
the social media, bullying and teasing. I just want
Yes.
them to know the way your hair is, the color of your skin, the funny clothes that you wear, all the stuff that you
Mhm.
into that
Mhm.
people don't think is cool, that's going to set you up to be successful at whatever it is that you do. DMC, Stan Lee and Marvel Comics made me. DMC, hip
Yes.
hop made me. Rock and roll made me. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I got going on right now is doing
Mhm.
children's books because over the last couple of years, I was always putting out books. The book I put out prior to that was actually a book about my mental health struggles called 10 Ways Not to Commit Suicide. And really, really short to let people know, after Down with the King came out, which was huge for Run DMC,
Certainly.
Down with the King did for Run DMC what Run DMC did with Walk This Way for Aerosmith. It brought us back.
Watch
But
back.
when I came back in '93, when Pete Rock saved my career, and Pete
Yes.
said he hates me saying that, but Pete Rock saved Run DMC's career. But when he did that, I became an alcoholic, suicidal, metaphysical wreck. But fortunately, I was able to go to therapy, which was the most gangster thing that I ever did or anybody
Yes.
else could do for themselves. So I
Yeah.
realized that there's a power in music, there's a power in sharing your story. So I value the art of communication. So I'm just trying to write these books to go along with what people know me for with my music.
Great, great, great story, man. How about the creative? Was there a great creative curve from being an MC and writing rhymes from all these years? Even though you did the story rhymes, even the
Right,
Christmas
right,
joint, you did your story rhyme about chicken and
right.
collard greens and everything. But
Yep.
what about what's the creative? Was there any creative curve or any kind of barriers to switch over and do something aimed at children in such a different lane? Or
No,
did you
no,
slide right into that naturally?
it's the same thing for me naturally. And
Okay.
you got to understand, it was preparation. You know, it was look, I was pretending to be the king of rock. I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Sucker MC should call me sire. I was just pretending to be on that. I had no idea it was going to come true. So now when I walk the earth, everywhere I go, hey, what's up, king? What's up, king? And I say to
Mm-hmm.
myself, oh, I was just playing, but was I? And you know, son of Byford, brother of Al, Banner's my mother, runs my pal. It's McDaniels, not
Not
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
These rhymes are Darryl's, those burgers are. Look,
Ronald's.
I was able to I was able to diss McDonald's without making McDonald's mad at me. But it was just saying me, McDonald's is great, but I can be greater. You know what I'm saying? So
So dope. Right.
specifically for me, it's the same thing. You know, because I think most people, the majority of us who are artistic and creative,
Mm-hmm.
we are products of pop culture.
Yes.
Everything that we read, viewed, and listened to, you know, you're not just JayQuan sitting there from hip hop. You're all your experiences. So
100%.
for me, you know, I'm rock and roll, I'm classic rock, I'm heavy metal, I'm comic books, but I'm also Bugs Bunny, the Flintstones, and the Jetsons.
100%.
So anytime I need to create, I can just go back to those things and
Go there.
find out what was the thing, what did I feel in that episode of the Jetsons? What did I feel when when I used to watch Adam West and Batman and Robin? And I
Yes,
remember
sir.
the episode when the Green Hornet came on.
Yes.
When Batman fought the Green Hornet, and then when Robin fought Kato, that was mind blowing because
Yes.
Bruce Lee is a hip hop star. So for me, it's an easy transition because number one, I was always writing storybook rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm
Mm-hmm.
just actually placing those stories in a book.
Yeah, and you're tapping into what it was that made you so fascinated
Exactly.
by that popular culture.
That's it. And
Great.
that's why one of the things that we said, this probably went over people's head. Old school isn't a time. Old school isn't a time period that used to be. Old school is an eternal. LL Cool J's Rock the Bells is an eternal spirit, a presentation, a production of how we artistically and consistently evolve and present ourselves. So if you
Yes.
notice on Run DMC's, when we did a lot of our records on the King of Rock, when we say it's never old school, it's all brand new. It's never old school. It's all we're all every day we're recreating our presentations. And I gotta tell kids that. Like I was speaking at a high school, and the kid was like, "Yo, DMC man, you old school cats are over." And I was like, "Thank you." And he was shocked. He was like, "Huh?" Because he was trying to diss, and his voice was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Thank you for telling me that, because I just came over from London yesterday. I'm getting ready to go over to Singapore, and next week I'm gonna be over in Germany." And the
Hey,
whole gym just started exploding. So it was a consistent thing where it's like Cass said, hip hop didn't create anything. We
it reinvented everything.
recreated everything. But in the process in that reinvention, we create a new thing. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? They were discoing and they were DJing in Studio 54, but they wasn't DJing like Theodore was DJing. So
Not at all.
we create a evolutionary artistic presentation that is reflective and a representation of all the creativity that is within our culture. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
So, Batman, Superman, more Spider-Man, what I'm trying to say is if you look at all the graffiti from back in the 70s and 80s, the late
Mm-hmm.
60s, 70s, and 80s. In those
Yes.
pieces, those artists would always add a Spider-Man hanging upside down, a Mickey Mouse over there, a Casper the Friendly Ghost.
That's right.
So,
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So all of the
Yes.
art that we view is in us. Hip hop allows us to let it out. And now I'm just at a career now. I'm at a point now. I had to reserve all of that because with Run DMC, I'm on a team. So with Run DMC, Jay's the quarterback, runs the wide receiver, and I'm the running back. So I
Yes.
can't play quarterback and running back. But now as a solo artist, I can be the painter, I could be the writer, I could be the colorist. I could choose what canvas to design my art on. And that's a beautiful freedom that hip hop has always allowed all of us to have.
Yes. Yes. Now the book, and that's great. All great points. The book is called Darryl's Dream. Why did you? I like that title, and
Yep,
I think once people see the artwork and everything, it all comes together for them. But
yep.
how did you come upon that title, Darryl's Dream?
Because I'm living in a dream right now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm living, breathing proof that dreams do come true. And what I'm trying to say is this. I was sitting there one day, man, I wish I could do what Melly Mel, Kaz, and Modi could do. And then the dream
And you
came
did.
true. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But even before hip hop, man, I wonder what it's like to be like Parliament Funkadelic and tour the world. I did that. You know what I'm saying? So I did
Yes.
the book for the kids, especially our kids of color and our kids in communities who do not get the opportunities that they do deserve. I believe there's no such thing as an underprivileged child. That's why I never say those right. There's children, all of our children who we say are underprivileged children from certain community. No, they're children of potential. So I called it Darryl's Dream because, I wanted kids to understand, yo, dreams really do come true. Now, sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy. And the
Sure.
book basically does two things. We want to teach the kids is believe in yourself
Yes.
before, don't believe what the bullies say, don't believe what the kids that tease you say. Believe in yourself because now sometimes it's hard just for you yourself to wake up and believe it you. believe in yourself, but believe in yourself because there's people that believe in you.
Mm.
So now your belief, your dream can become a reality because you got outside energy
Mm-hmm.
feeding it. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted the kids, all of our children have dreams, no matter what it is that they want to be. You work hard. You got to understand some people get it quicker than others. But if you believe in yourself and do the right thing, your dream can come true. I had no idea that I would be able to be standing on stage with Kaz and Mel and Curtis Blow and meeting Prince and doing things with Diana Ross. You know what I'm saying? Dreams do come true. And even at this point in my life, I grew up a kid. My first love was comics. I had no idea I would be able to meet Stan Lee one day. You know what I'm saying?
Incredible.
So dreams
Incredible.
do come true. And all of our artistic presentations from our artists, from our writers, from our journalists, from our producers, from our composers, from our playwrights. Like, we are a highly skilled people.
Yes.
You know, we ain't just gifted. We are highly skilled. And all of us working together as a community of individuals will allow the dreams to come true. You know what I'm saying? So I want
No.
the kids to understand that it may seem dark. It may seem impossible. But if you believe in yourself and just wake up every day and work hard at the thing. Like me, I was just writing rhymes every day because I liked writing rhymes. So when it was time for Run to put me in the group, I was prepared. It's all about preparation. And the dream, the fulfillment of the dream starts with liking whatever it is that you like to do. I tell kids, if you want to finger paint, you better be finger painting. If you want to do ballet, go ask your mother and father, your teachers, y'all, I want to do ballet. There's somebody that will give these kids ballet lessons for free if they want them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
nothing is impossible. And
That's very
so,
true. That's very
yeah,
true, D.
you know,
So how has your fan base been? And you know, you can kind of gauge this, you know, more now with, you know, the era that we're in, you know, technologically.
right.
You know, you got a direct pipeline to your fan base. How receptive have and supportive have they been of your endeavors, like your, you know, your comics and your previous book? And I know you're doing some NFT stuff.
Yeah,
This you
yeah,
know, you're right
yeah.
on the cusp of that. How have the fans been with that?
They love it. They love it because they've been living with the music in the videos.
Yes.
Now these are extra extensions and connections that they can make that we can make with each other. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's just another it's another creative outlet so that we can have continue communication with each other. You know, because you know sometimes when the record goes off or the video's not on, we disconnect it. But with the book in the house, with the books in the house, or with the artwork in the house, with the comic books
Yes.
in the house, you don't only have to see DMC at a hip hop show now. You could come to the Comic Con. You could pick up
Yes.
my kid's book. You could get, and a lot of the parents are buggy. A lot of the parents want the children's book more than the kids because the children's book, even though it's not audio, it's like an album to them.
Yes.
Yo, this is the King of Rock in third grade. So it's extra extensions. And the beautiful thing about me was I never really talked about what it was like for me being in the third grade. So not
Mm-hmm.
only do I take my fans for the last 4 generations with me, the kids that do know it's tricky because of TikTok. Like I go to these elementary schools now, and they're not sure who Run DMC and Jam Master Jay is like their parents. But when they say this is DMC, he's the man that made the tricky song on TikTok. So to the kids, I'm not the King of Rock DMC. I'm DMC, the It's Tricky TikTok man. But it's still a connection. So what's happening
That's
now
incredible.
is the book is bringing the kids to my music. My
Yes.
music is bringing my generations to my book and my stories that they can relate to and see more of themselves. You know, one of the greatest things that Run DMC resonated so good is that when you saw Run D and Jay, you didn't see celebrity. You saw we were dynamic, but you saw something that you saw in yourself, like, man, that quiet guy DMC with the glasses is like my cousin. Man, that fly guy Jason, he's like my uncle. That guy Run that don't stop shutting up, man, he sounds just like my dad or my friend in class. So when you saw Run
And
DMC,
you dressed just like us. You had on the same suit that we
right?
did. So there was, I think that was a lot of the appeal
Yep.
of Run DMC was like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
yeah, that's me. He's got my jacket.
And what people don't know is our real pioneers of hip hop didn't have it wrong. What it was that the first rappers are the greatest rappers ever because there was no rappers to look up to. So when Melanin used to wear, let's not get it twisted. Let me put this out here. I saw a multitude of pictures with Mo D with British Walkers on and sheepskins and mock
Yes.
necks and
Yes.
Kangos. There's pictures of Melanin with medallions and gold chains and the Run DMC Godfather hats. So let's not get it twisted. Our pioneers didn't just not relate to us. What happened is when they got into show business, they had to look for show business idols. And then since there was no rappers to look up, they the first rappers. They looked at Stevie Wonder, Rick James, the Rolling Stones, and Parliament Funkadelic.
Certainly.
So when you see Soul Sonic, they gonna look like their idols, Parliament Funkadelic. When you see Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, they trying to look like the Rolling Stones because this is showbiz entertainment. But don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I went to Rice High School, 124th Street in Lenox. And I used to see the Cold Crush outside of my school giving out flyers. They had Pumas and Adidas on and Adidas suits just like us. What separated us from the hip hop before us was that our stage clothes is what we brought when we went shopping on Jamaica Avenue.
100%. You know, it's funny you say that. Like, I know that Melly Mel always says that they dress like that because they were opening up for the Clash and Billy Idol.
Yes,
and
it was
showbiz. And you had to look the part.
Yeah,
so I totally understand.
Anybody that always said, don't be dissing Mel. Mel had more sheepskins than all y'all suckers, man. Don't get it twisted. They had British when Grandmaster Caz, he infamously rhymed about British Walkers and Flavors and Sheep AJ Lesters and all of that. And you know, our attire was the fly gear, the leather suits, the leather blazers, the Adidas and stuff like that. But our athletic gear, you know, our athletes and our superheroes were the breakdancers. You had to wear an Adidas suit because you're not doing no backspins and head spins and iron Lee jeans. So you need to have freedom to move. So we were a reflection of our idols. Our idols was all those boys and girls we saw in the Bronx, Harlem, and Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? So we said, I remember the day we told Russell when we saw Jay. Jay was dressed. He had on a Godfather hat. He had on the black mock neck. He had on the black Adidas jacket with the stripes. He had on black Lees. Remember, before Levi's, everybody was wearing Lees. The flavors,
I remember that
because it was middle flavors. But Jay had on the black Lees, and he had on the Adidas white Adidas Superstars with the black stripe, and he didn't have laces in them. And the reason why he didn't have laces in them, he didn't want to take time to lace them up. We would take the old sneakers off, leave them in the store, and walk out the store without the laces with the new ones on because there was no time not to be fresh. So when Jay came off, for our first show with Jay, when we picked him up at his house and he stepped out onto the steps with that gear on, we told Russell, that's our stage clear. Here's what's funny. DJ Hurricane of the Beastie Boys and Jam Master Jay, that's the Run DMC's look. It's how DJ Hurricane and Jam Master Jay dressed in 9th and 10th grade at high school.
That's dope. What's up, Hurricane? What's up, Hurricane and David DMX?
Yes,
hey,
David DMX.
Question for you, brother, regarding, I saw a series of shorts called What's the Word? They were animated things.
Yes.
And they needed, you know, for an extension, I'm assuming, of what you're doing with Darryl's Dream. And it took me back, I'm sure the kids today would see it kind of like how the Electric Company of Sesame Street made us feel. I thought it was very well done. And you're teaching the kids new words. Tell me a little bit about What's the Word, what that is, and what you wish to convey to young people with What's the Word.
Yeah, well, What's the Word is a learning platform created by a company called Noggin that works with Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And JayQuan, we know this now. These kids will hear a song, and even if they don't know what they're saying, they will learn that song from start to end. Sometimes you sitting with a kid or you driving, and this kid will start singing a song they shouldn't be singing, and you'll turn around and say, "Yo, where'd you hear that from?" "I heard it on the radio. I heard it on whatever." So Noggin was a company that has been utilizing music to teach kids, because there's a science behind how we learn. We all learn through music and rhythm, even when the beat's not on. Why is the ABC so easy to learn? It's rhythm and rhyme.
It's the
A,
one,
B,
yeah.
C, D, E, F,
G. Yep.
H,
There you
I,
go.
J, K, L, M, N, O,
P. That's right.
Q, R, S, T, U,
V.
W, X, Y. So
Yeah.
Noggin
Yeah.
was like, yo, hip hop is the #1 genre globally now. So why don't we use hip hop to teach kids of bigger words? Nowadays we don't have to wait till the first grader is in third grade to learn something, because they're listening to the music. But some of the
Yes.
words they say they don't know the meaning of. So
Yes.
Noggin, I was doing my book with Nickelodeon, and they was sitting there, and it was like, yeah, we're going to do this thing called What's the Word? And we need somebody from hip hop to, be one of the voices for us. And then they looked up who was sitting in the room. And DMC, they was like, DMC, we don't want to put too much pressure on you. We know we're doing your book, but would you mind lending your voice for this? I was in a heartbeat, because hip hop has always been a great learning tool.
Yes.
I'm a black guy, and I didn't know a lot about black history until KRS-One put out You Must Learn.
That's right.
That literally educated me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew George Washington Carver did peanut butter and all those experiments, but I didn't know a black man invented the traffic light.
Yeah. That
And
was an incredible time. That was incredible.
remember that when KRS-One he said it, you must learn, and then he dropped
Yeah.
science, and then he also dropped science about what prevents us from learning. So it's up to us to utilize. Noggin is realizing it's up to people from certain cultures to utilize their cultures to educate their people. You know what I'm saying? I went to Catholic school my whole life. The way I got taught in Catholic school in the '60s ain't going to work now.
Yes, that's true.
But I can grow up. I can grow a generation of scholars using my music and my poetry and my storytelling, my graffiti and my art. So
Yes.
Noggin came to me and said, "Would you mind using your voice?" And I was like, "Sure, I've been doing that already." KRS-One proved it. De La Soul proved it. X-Clan proved it. You know what I'm saying? And what's good about Noggin is it's using hip hop. We're not just teaching people from my race of colors, but teaching little white kids, we're teaching Asian kids. So it's building a community of people that will have an understanding of each other.
I think it's great. I was really impressed by it. I thought it was very well done. And
Yeah. Well,
I'm
the funny joke, JayQuan, is a
yes.
lot of the producers, and a lot of the writers that work with me on the What's the Word project are fans of everybody from Melly Mel to Kendrick Lamar.
So yes.
So they're not going to put out some wishy-washy thing that they don't want hip hop culture mad at them. You know what I'm saying? So and that's another thing. When I started hearing the songs, I wanted to make sure it's not corny, because that was
Yes.
one of the reasons why me and Run and Jay wasn't going to do Christmas in Hollis on a very special Christmas album. When Russell
Yes.
came and said, "Yo, they want y'all," we said, "Y'all trying to disrespect us. We don't want no corny Christmas." We was like this, JayQuan. We was like, "Yo, Curtis Blow got the hip hop Christmas song, so
It's
we
already
don't
done.
need to be messy. It's already done." But then, when our publicist Bill Adler said, "I think y'all should sample Backdoor Santa," and
Yeah.
when Jay chopped that beat up, it made us easy to write a rhyme that would be transformative and generationally impactful. But the whole thing with Noggin is we can educate our children, but let's be authentic and let's not be corny.
Well, I thought it was that. I thought it was very authentic, and it's great to see you branching out and doing these things, because you were always a mysterious one.
I
When I
know.
heard Suck MCs, like many from my generation, there was a moment where, like, when people say, "Where were you when this person got assassinated?" Like, I know where I
Yeah,
was when I heard Suck MCs, and I
right.
felt the baton changing, but also I was like, man, the last guy's rhyme was too short. I wanted you to keep going. And
Yeah,
when you said, when the beats come in,
I wasn't supposed to be on the record.
wow,
That
wow.
was Run's whole record. That was Run's. Russell didn't want me in the studio. Russell was like, Russell only let me rhyme on It's Like That because I wrote it with Run. Run
Yes.
fought for me. Run said, Russell, he wrote the damn record, so let him do it. But originally, the group was, and the only guy that knew this too and talks about it in an interview is MC Search. The group
Mm.
originally, Run was a solo artist called Run the MC. So just like I said, who you are as a little kid will set you up for success, whether you know it or not. I was just fortunate that my initials was DMC. So now
Wow.
Run the MC turned to Run DMC because me and Run didn't want to be Run DMC. We wanted to be the Dynamic 2 or the Treacherous 2. You know, that's what it was about.
That was the names back then.
Yeah,
You know what?
Run DMC sounds so good now, but imagine first hearing that.
Well, I
It was the
remember when the
worst thing ever.
I remember. I remember. That makes sense now because Corey Robbins said that y'all's first tape said Run DMC on it, and he didn't know what that meant. So now you just made that make sense. This is wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
When will the book be available? When will Darryl's Dream be available?
It's
And how can,
yeah. It's out
yes,
now. The book is available everywhere books are sold.
yes,
And please, y'all, support your local bookstore. Support the
certainly.
local mom and pop bookstores do exist. I don't need bookstores that disappear like record stores did. So the book is available everywhere books are sold, and you could go to Amazon.com/Young DMC Young YOUNG DMC. Amazon.com/Young DMC. You could get the book there, and we got T-shirts, we got book bags, we got all type of cool stuff.
Is what's the word a recurring thing? Is that
Yeah,
something that would
what's
continue?
the word? It's a digital online platform. You could go to Spotify. You can get it anywhere digitally. Just go online and punch in "What's the Word" knocking. It's available for anywhere in all platforms. You play it right on your cell phone, right on your desktop, right on your laptop. It's available to be utilized by all children and all parents.
Okay, now not to put the cart before the horse, but do you have any more things in this vein planned for the near future?
Yeah, well, this book, Darryl's Dream, is the first book in a series of books.
Oh,
We got another 10 or 12 books coming. I got issue number 4. I got graphic novel number 4 coming up out of the DMC comic book universe. This DMC 1, 2, and 3 is out now. DMC graphic novel number 4 debuts in October at the New York City Comic Con. And don't get it twisted, I'm going to be making music all my life. In August, which I'm dropping a song called Me and My Microphone. It's produced. He didn't rap on it because he didn't want to hurt us. It's produced by Bumpy Knuckles, who's a
wow.
great producer. Because he
Freddie
worked
Fox, what
with,
up?
yeah, he
That's
worked
right.
with the best. He learned with the best. So Freddie produced this song. Check
Dope.
this out. It features Chuck D of Public Enemy,
Mm.
DMC, Ice-T, and all throughout the record, not just one time pushing a button, the incomparable, probably one of the best DJs, if not the best DJ ever, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Chuck
Wow.
D, DMC, Ice-T, and DJ Jazzy Jeff, produced by Bumpy Knuckles.
Powerful. That's powerful,
That's
bro.
coming in August, and the reason why that I bring that up is the song's dropping in August. In October at the New York City Comic Con, we're dropping a special limited edition comic book to go with the song.
That is crazy. Look,
Yep.
brother, I really appreciate your time. Let me ask you one last question.
Yep.
The NFT space that you're getting into, I read a story about the fact that you're making it so that fans can have ownership in the
Of
music.
what I do.
Tell the
Yeah,
people
yeah.
about that and how that works.
I'm creating something with a company called Algorand. You could look it up. It's a company called Algorand. What I'm doing is at first we're just going to be called the Decentralized Music Company, DMC, but now it's going to be called the Decentralized Media Company
Okay.
because I want to do media. I want to do in the NFT space what CNN is doing, what the record companies is doing, what Hollywood is doing with movies, anything artistic that we do. Because when they take, you don't tell DMC an NFT could be anything. That means anything to me, not just art and memes and this and that.
Right.
So it could be anything. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a community of creatives, right, who are connected continuously. So
Yeah.
if I grow as my company growing, if you support and you purchase and you participate, you shouldn't just be an onlooker. So decentralized meaning, you know, DMC, when I get involved in something, me and Run got involved, me, Run, and Jay got together, changed music. Not just hip hop. We kept hip hop the same, so they don't forget the core essence of it. But I
Yes.
tell kids, I didn't just make records and video. Run DMC changed music. When we made the Adidas song, you know what happened? We damn near created sneaker culture. When we did Rockbox, King of Rock, and then we hooked up with Aerosmith for Walk This Way, something changed. So for me to come into new things that are new, you know, I was the first to go gold, first to go platinum, first on MTV. So this NFT, the metaverse world is set up for me to do whatever it is that I want. While I'm doing that, it's not going to be a one-sided thing. The community of my I don't like calling them fans. The community of my friends that like what I create, that my
Yes.
fans basically, they
I like
can
that.
participate in my growth. If I grow my company to $1 billion, then I should have some millionaires around me who are not even involved in the day-to-day parts of my
Right.
business. So
Sure.
I'm trying to pioneer everything that I get in. I'm trying to pioneer everything that I get into artistically and business-wise on a level that involves growth, evolution, and reception and income for everybody involved. Because we're at a point where that's now possible.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And it's about, you know, I don't ever want to be disconnected from the people that's been with me for the last 40 years. And I
Yes.
definitely, you know, like I'm doing these kids' books. So these kids are saying, you know what's cool about this Darryl Dreams book? And the teachers are going, what? DMC's a real person. I can really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fictional character. So when
Yes.
I'm 80 and the kid that found my book in 3rd grade is now out of college and doing their business, I could still have a community thing, and I could some way along the way, I could have participated in the growth of whatever their business is. You know, chefs, scientists,
Yes.
the next generation of musicians and producers. So my decentralized media company is
Yes,
going to evolve not only the people that look and listen, it's going to take them where decentralized media company means, okay, when I get up and running, I can go do business with LL Cool J's Rock the Bells and say, yo, L, I want to do this and I want y'all behind me. And everybody that participates with this will get, and that's what we got to do.
That's great. That's great. Look, I really appreciate your time, DMC. I wish you all the success in the world
Thank
with
you.
the books and with everything you're doing, the content. I think it's a wonderful thing.
I'm going to come back on when the record drops so we can talk about the record. You're going to love it.
I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait.
Ice-T and Chuck murdered it.
When do you foresee that dropping?
It's going to probably drop the first week of August.
Looking forward to it, definitely.
Yep, which is right around. I'll come back on your show and we'll talk about it.
Looking forward to it, bro.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Much
Appreciate
success.
you, man. Keep up the work. I am nothing without you.
Respect. Respect.